أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فأرسلنا عليهم الطوفان والجراد والقمل والضفادع والدم آيات مفصلات فاستكبروا وكانوا قوما مجرمين. Surah Al-A'raf. All the different signs and plagues that Allah is about to send Fir'aun to show the Egyptians the different gods you call upon in your council and your pantheon, we will defeat every single one of them. Who is the first and most important god for them? He's not the chief god, but he's very important. He's the one who makes the Nile flood. This god is called Khnum. He makes and this is what he looks like. You see this, when you start seeing these, and he's one of the more rare ones, you don't see a lot of him. He's the ram's head. He's like an Egyptian man with a ram head. And he is allegedly, in their world, the god that makes the Nile flood. So what did Allah do? He made the Nile turn into blood. Right? The Nile was all bloody. It says here that there were 2 revered Egyptian gods that were slammed down when Moses struck the Nile. He struck it with a stick. The god Khnum is the guardian of the river's source, was clearly off duty that day. Right? Or at least no match for the God of Israel. Yeah. And then Hapi, the god of the annual flooding of the Nile, was also unable to resist this plague. Hapi was seen as the personification of the Nile and the most important fertility god. Okay. Hapi was represented as a fatter man with a swelling in his stomach. Okay, so that he eats well. He's the god of fertility and food and all these things. So what happened to the Nile? Right? In this one, the Nile turned to blood. And another one, it refused to come up. And another narration that it overflooded. It flooded too much. Whichever one, and if not all of them, the gods Khnum and Hapi were humiliated because the people kept calling on them. They kept praying to them. Where are you guys? Let's take a look at Hapi. Take a look at Hapi here. Now, I called it, when I saw this, doing the research, when I saw this guy in this image, and here you have a blue, it's like a blue type of person. I said to myself, I think when he got humiliated in Egypt, I think this god went to India, or this demon went to India, right? Because I swear I seen this in Hindu restaurants, this guy, just wearing different clothes. So I looked up Hapi, Egypt, India. I was right. Look at this. Websites all over the place saying Santanana Dharma, okay, Hindu gods that were from ancient Egypt, right? It's all over the internet that this dude, he's blue, he or she, who knows. In Egypt, he's a male. In India, is a female. But I mean, you have in America, right? It's the same thing. So they're doing the same thing, right? And he's wearing gold. He's blue, and the most thing is the eye. The eye comes out a lot. And you guys look at this. Here's the god in Egypt, or I'm not going to say god, the demon. Here's a demon in Egypt. Here's his devil in Egypt. Gets kicked out, and he goes and signs with India, right? He's a free agent, right? He's a demon. He doesn't have customers in Egypt anymore, right? Moses blew up his operation, okay? And Allah humiliated him. And he goes to India, and the internet is replete with people comparing the two demons and devils. I'm telling you, this is a demon humiliated in Egypt. I'm done with Egypt. And he ends up in India, okay? He goes into the Southeast Conference to try to get more customers there. Here's another website. Did Egyptians worship the same Indian deity? Again, a blue dude with very exaggerated eyes wearing gold. Okay. And then another website here. Santanana Dharma, Egyptian guy, blue wearing gold. Blue wearing gold. Okay. So it pulls all this together that these so-called gods are in fact shayateen al-jinn, who have power and harm humans, get humans to worship them, and they end up leading people astray. But the prophets of God come and confound them. So people today they're not worshiping these demons, they're worshiping themselves. So we don't need the same medicine as they needed, right? Our proofs are going to be different. Let's take a look at the second plague. As the Quran mentioned, the dafada, the frogs. Why would Allah send frogs? The reason is because the Egyptians have a god named Heket that is represented by the figure of a man and the head of a frog. Why? Because frogs indicate the wetness of the soil, which makes it fertile for the growth of crops. So the frog is actually a symbol of the health of the topography, right? So they had a god of fertility again, this time the regeneration of the land. You grow crops, you exhaust the land, right? So the frog is a good sign. And even they say in geology and stuff that if there are frogs in the land, it's good land. So they have this god here that has the body of a human and the head of a frog. And here you have it in one of their cave paintings or whatever, maybe not cave paintings, but wall art, that this is Heket. And so they all start calling on Heket. Oh, Heket, come. There are too many frogs now. This is how Allah treats. Oh, you like frogs? We'll give you frogs. Okay? They were overrun by frogs, and the women were screaming, right? And the frogs are in the cribs. They're in the beds. They're sleeping at night, and a frog is crawling up her leg. Now they hate frogs, right? So Heket was destroyed. Now 3 idols are down. What's next? Lice. Geb is the god of the earth. And Geb is the god of egg-laying creatures that lay eggs. Why? Because eggs are great. Fertility, birds, all fowl is produced by eggs. And we eat the eggs, or we let the eggs hatch, and they become birds. They eat our insects, and we eat them. They become chickens, etc. So Hek is the alleged god of the egg-producing animals. Okay? And so he's depicted as an Egyptian man with a bird on top of his head. That's how he's depicted. Okay? So what is the smallest kind of egg there is lice. Right? Lice is the smallest kind of egg that there could be. And it's the most annoying kind of egg because it's in your hair. It's disgusting. Nobody likes it. So in order to bring down this god, again, Allah says, all right, you like eggs? I'll give you a lot of eggs, right? And all the kids and the people had a lice epidemic in the land. And they kept calling, Heket, what's going on? The eggs are they're not in order here. They're out of place. There's too many. And of course, Heket doesn't answer them. So keep in mind, in the Quran, none of these plagues go away until Musa prays. When Musa makes dua, then the plague goes away. Okay. Next, the god of air. Right, the god of air. And the supporter of the sky was next up for humiliation. And this god is called Shu. I used to have a friend named Shuaib. He's here from Philly. We used to call him Shu. I think now that I know this, I'm not going to call him Shu anymore. Because this is a false god. Okay? A demon who was given the department of air to manage, allegedly, in their world. And Allah makes a mockery out of him. Because the air, it needs to have some animals. It needs to have some moisture. It has some insects. But Allah ruins it for them by filling the sky with flies. There are flies everywhere. On their food, in their homes. They couldn't do anything about it. And so Shu is signified, again, another piece of Egyptian sculpture here, or paintings, where it's basically an Egyptian man with a feather, symbolizing the wind and things that fly. Feather on his head. So again, they call on Shu. Oh, Shu, fix this. What's going on? You didn't show up for work today. The air is not what it's supposed to be. Nothing. Until Musa alayhi salam makes dua. We're going to see later on Elijah, he does the same thing to Ahab. He says, Ahab, you've made Baal the official god of Israel. You will not have water until I pray for it. And he leaves. Then they chase him down. And in fact, they will not have water until Elijah prays for it. It's an amazing story we're going to get to. Okay. Now, amulets, the fly became the symbol in Egypt of success. Okay. And it's a symbol of Shu. So here you have an ancient Egyptian amulet shaped as a fly. Okay. And here you have, to enlarge this here, different, these are like probably in the British Museum who sold all these things. Flies in necklaces, different kinds of flies to be worn as a ring, as a necklace. All right, here's a big necklace with all sorts of flies on it. So the fly became an ancient Egyptian symbol of success, and Allah confounded it. Who's next? Another time period passes. Hathor, the Egyptian goddess of fertility. Okay. This deity is portrayed as a cow or a woman with horns, like a cow. She wears a headdress of horns, like an ox. Okay. And so, in this plague, a pestilence comes, and all the animals start dying. Like this is our food source. So they continue calling upon this god named Hathor, and she can't answer. So she's wearing here a hat that has 2 horns on it and a snake. And so that which has no legs at all, and that which has 4 legs and 2 horns. So and everything in between. So that's the idea here. If you notice, basically when they had a god, they made that same silhouette figure, and they just put on the head what that god symbolized. You realize most Egyptians probably, if they're not paying attention, they got this stuff all over their homes. Statues of this. They think it's just like art. No, it's not art. These are gods. Once you learn this, you got to get rid of them. Who's next? The goddess of beauty. She's next. Everyone loves the goddess of beauty. And her name is Nut. Okay, her name is Nut. Oh, sorry, no. This is Isis herself. Isis herself, the goddess of beauty. And this goddess is said to have been able to heal the sick and make people beautiful. So what's the plague that's going to destroy them? Boils. They all got a rash on their skin. Everyone, men, women, children, everyone, rashes on their faces, and they get boils. And they're calling on this god Isis. This is their biggest god, right? And this is supposedly, allegedly, one of their prettiest gods. And she has wings of a peacock, and she's made of gold, and she has a beautiful, ornamented look. And you've seen this god before, or this demon, I should say, or this image depicting this kind of. You've seen this, a pretty popular one, right? Next, the god of the sky. It's also a goddess, female. Okay. And Allah sent them hail. Hail is, it's like rocks of snow. It's like snow, but it's rocks. And they hurt. Like you have to get out of the way. And hail can come down so badly it can break windshields. It could dent your car. So imagine if you just have nothing. This is the sky goddess Nut. And Allah then sent them catastrophic hail that was just hurting everybody. Nobody could leave the house. And again, this would not go away unless Musa made dua. But first, he's got to wait. You go call on your God, hail, Nut, and have him stop this hail. And here is an image of her where the goddess of the sky, she's got all the stars. She's blue like the sky is blue. And she is like in charge of the sky. So she's there represented as a sky goddess. Okay. And of course, they call upon her and nothing happens. Next. Who's up next? Okay. To get taken down. Next up are 2 gods. Right. 2 idols. Bastet, who is in the form of the cat. You see, Egyptians are obsessed with cats. Like, why are they obsessed with cats? And it's that same kind of Egyptian cat. One of the reasons is that the cat, it eats these pests and it preserves their crops. So it's like extremely important to them. So domestically, when you're a farm culture, the cow and the cat are extremely important. The cat protects all the farms and stuff, right? From rats, mice. Mice destroy everything. Locusts, another thing that cats would protect from. So Allah sends them the locusts. That's in the Quran. Al-Jarad. Okay. Qummal we already mentioned. The boils. And Osiris was another god. Osiris is the shape of a man who has like a big wheat stalk. It's like a piece of wheat on his head. Okay. And he's the god supposedly of sprouting the vegetation. Osiris is a huge figure for them. Okay. So where's their help? And here's both of them. There's Bastet, cat-faced or cat-headed figure, and sometimes just drawn as a cat. And then here's Osiris, which is a man with his hat is like a little piece of wheat. Okay. Because he represents the farm and all that stuff. Next. But Allah saved the best for last. There's two more to go. Their biggest god of all and the biggest miracle of all. Okay. The two last ones are big. The complete, all this, that was the undercard. Right? Now comes the heavyweight match. Okay? Yeah. This is the heavyweight. Ra. Egypt Air. The Egyptian airline, they use Ra as their logo. What's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Right? The god of the sun, they call him. He is the god of everybody. He's in charge. He's the CEO, right, of the council. Ra comes with the face of an owl and the body of a man. Okay. Or they say maybe it's a falcon. Falcon, owl, something like that. I think falcon more likely. Ra is supposed to control the sun. And what is this plague? This is not mentioned in the Quran, but this is the plague of darkness. And Horus is another name for Ra. Okay? Or it's another god similar to him. I mean, we can make mistakes with this. These are false anyway, right? But Ra is the sun god with the head of a falcon. Horus is also portrayed as a falcon. Okay? And then the wife is only portrayed by the beauty of her eye. And I guarantee you've seen this, and you maybe even seen Egyptians wearing this symbol. I'm going to show you right now here. So here's Ra, or Horus, and it's the person with a falcon head. And so Allah gave them darkness for 3 days. Sun didn't show up for 3 days of darkness. And they called on Ra, Ra, where are you? Okay, nothing there. Horus. Okay, shown that they are confounded. And here's the symbol that I think everyone's seen this, right? This is the symbol of the wife of Ra. And this is her mark. So she's the all-seeing. So she's watching over the kingdom. So Ra provides the light, and she's watching over everybody. Okay, so these, if anyone sees anyone wearing this, you could tell them it's not just an innocent image. Maybe at some point everyone forgot about it, you wouldn't be sinful. But now we know, right? And once you know, it's not like the one who doesn't know, right? Then there's one more act, one more thing that needs to be done, right? Like, and one more thing, okay? The performance is so amazing. Encore, one more thing. Pharaoh, didn't you kill all those Hebrew babies? Right? Well, where's the justice for that? This is the plague of the death of every firstborn child. They woke up one day and found every firstborn child dead, screaming and wailing throughout the land. And what was this? Direct repayment of what the Pharaoh did to the Hebrews. Right? After all these gods were finished, nobody believes in any of them. And we've seen in our own lifetime ideologies come up, fail miserably. Then, even if people still follow it, they're meaningless. Like, no one really cares about it. No one follows it. Like Marxism, for example, it came up, you had a country for so long. You failed. No one's really, truly gonna ever build another Marxist country. We've seen it already. You failed. Ideologies come around, they come up, they produce a terrible result, everyone hates it, and it's broken. So Allah broke all these false gods, and now Pharaoh's next. Okay? Because Pharaoh's the one who said, I give life and death, like Nimrod. I'm going to kill all these Hebrew kids. All right, you're going to get repaid. And if you're in the kingdom of someone who does something stupid, when the payback comes, it comes on everybody. That's the nature. When he benefited you, didn't you all get the benefit? When the harm comes, you all get the harm. Right? That's the importance of a king, is that what he does benefits everyone. When he screws up, it hurts everyone. And it hurt everybody. Okay. So that was the last one, the death of the firstborn of every household. Right after that was it. Khalas. You still, after all these signs, and what does Allah tell us? You still have arrogance. You're still not submitting. Khalas, there's no benefit in you anymore. You have there's no hope for these people anymore. And as Allah tells us in Surah Al-A'raf, they still have kibr. You still have arrogance. Now you only have فَاسْتَكْبَرُوا وَكَانُوا قَوْمًا مُجْرِمِينَ. So immediately after each one of these plagues was over, they went back to being arrogant. They just could not break their egos enough to believe in Musa alayhi salam and in Allah.